Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of TCG Plays, back today with another video, and in today's video we're going to be going through our evil Toga list that I've been working on for the past few weeks, really trying to get better on, and yeah, we'll just talk about the list. If you like this type of content, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. If not me, it's totally fine. Go to another creator, leave a like, comment, subscribe on their stuff so we can get more people seeing this game, and yeah, join Discord down below if you want to, and we'll get right into it. So, I made an evil Toga list. I know Toga is particularly played on Life. Life has some very strong aspects to it, and overall, it's the general consensus that Life is the best symbol for Toga. Gamer Toga, when Toga was just taking names, and cashing checks there for a little bit, it was on Life, and it's still considered the best one. I will say, I personally think Evil has gotten some tools that put it similar to Life or on Life, and I'm not saying it's 100% better than Life, but I definitely think that it's on par enough to warrant testing it and playing both out. And I'll kind of explain as why here in a second. The main kind of reasoning is, one, I like the attack lineup a little bit better in Evil. I like the access to Ignited Arrow, which I think is a huge difference maker in Toga. Being able to basically give this a speed just to give it a speed and say if it's blocked, they take the damage, and then you heal right back and be able to cycle. You're essentially allowing yourself to cycle multiple cards, and it's just really free damage. And in Toga already, that's really nice, right? And when you partner it, if you can get the right, because you are cycling a lot, and it's not that hard to do. When you partner it with something like Prominence Burn, it can get really good really fast, right? So going into attack lineup, when it comes to Evil Toga, I wanted to think of a couple things like, okay, so when it comes to Toga's like mainstream attacks, you have stuff like Knife Slice, which is also seen in the Life symbol at times, and then you have stuff like Piercing Needle. So those are kind of the ones that are carried over from the Life build anyway, right? So we'll talk about those first. Piercing Needle, super nice. It's minimum coming at a 5 mid for 5. It has EX3, so if you can poke early in the game and then you play out a Piercing Needle and give it speed, you're basically going to come in for an 8 mid for 5 for the most part. Its momentum flip is really nice. After your unblocked attack deals damage, your rival loses 2 health. Now, I have had better luck when it comes to preventing my opponent from blocking in Evil than in Life, solely because Evil has some really high speed attacks and attacks to get speed really easily, and it just seems a little bit better to make attacks be unblocked. The strength of Toga, for anyone that's not aware, is she's not keyword locked. She doesn't have to have weapons. She doesn't have to have ranged or fury or anything like that. She can just play the best of the best, which is why on Life it's really nice. She can play stuff like Back Alley Haymaker, Naval. Then she'll also play stuff like Pierce Needle and Knife Slice, and just really dual needle lunge and even needle stab, and be able to like mix up just really good attacks. Even sometimes she runs like punch attacks, I'm pretty sure, punch and throw, even though I'm not super familiar with that. But when it comes to the Evil build, I think you need to be a little bit more synergistic, but then also just play like 1 or 2 good attacks. So that just kill at the end of the game. So kind of our staples are attacks like Pierce Needle and Knife Slice. Pierce Needle is going to come in minimum 5 for 5 on hit. It's basically a 5 for 6. And then Knife Slice comes in as 6 low for 5 on hit. They burn again. So for the most part, with Piercing Needle, and that's if they block Piercing Needle, you'll burn for no one. Knife Slice is coming in minimum 6 low for 6 if it hits. If they try to block with it, it's still going to come in and hit them for 2 because of its enhance ability. So at worst, this card is a 6 low for 6. At best, this card is a 6 low for 2. That allows you to cycle a card, which isn't insane, but it still hits. And if you can get them in a deadlock with Knife Slice, which is why it's probably my favorite attack in Toga period, regardless of symbol. If you get them in a deadlock, it's essentially going to burn them for 3 before it even hits, because you're going to activate the first enhance, which says next time they lose health, you gain health. Then you're going to make them lose 2 health from the deadlock enhance, which then triggers the top enhance. So they've lost 3, and now you've gained 1 from the card and gained 1 from Toga, likely if you did your sequencing properly. So it's gain 2, lose 3 basically for them on deadlock. So I had these coming over from the Life build. Then I thought, okay, what's a good Evil attack? Ignite Arrow. That's the main reason I'm running this Evil is because Ignite Arrow and Blood Moon Rending are probably my two favorite attacks in the game. Evil is my favorite symbol in the game, and I just wanted to run these two attacks. And Ignite Arrow is amazing in Toga, basically being able to give this a speed just cause and tell them like if blocked, you're gonna still get burnt for one, and I'm gonna go get an attack. If you don't block it, I'm gonna go get an attack, and I'm gonna heal anyway, right? So no matter what, it's a really good card. It's really nice when you couple this with Prominence Burn, which we'll get to in a second. But Ignite Arrow, just one of the best cards in the game. It's literally a free 4 damage with this, and just super, super nice. And when you partner it even with some other synergistic stuff, like full-on attack mode, or flipping stuff like Piercing Needle, it can just keep burning and burning. So this 4 turns into a 6 with Piercing Needle. It can turn into 7 with full-on attack mode. It can just kind of compound and compound and compound as time goes on. Then you have stuff. Then my final thought is, well, what are my finishers? How can I just like kill my opponent on those turns where I'm going on a string and I just want to end the game? So the first way of doing it is Needle Stab. This can also be made on the life symbol as well. This is always going to come in as 6 high for 4 minimum. And I've had times where my opponent only had like 1 or 2 foundations, or they're committed out or close to committed out. You Toga this to give it 6 high for 4. You discard 2 cards. All of a sudden, it's a 6 high for 9. And you can just end the game that way. And when you couple this with stuff like bench press, all of a sudden it becomes even crazier. I've had turns where I gave this a speed with Toga, and then I discarded 2 cards. It was a 6 high for 9. I bench pressed it twice to make it 6 high for 11, and then I did a babies, making it 6 high for 12. And they only had 1 or 2 foundations left that weren't committed, and they just died. So it's really a good way to just end games. It also does have some tech. If you're drawing a lot with Toga, or you're drawing a lot with other cards, it allows you to basically be able to give your next attack +3 speed. I've had times where I played this into like a Prominence Burn for like an 8 high for 7, basically, because I gave it +3, then +1 with Toga, and then also gave it +2 with its own ability. So it was like a 10 high for 7. So I've had some pretty gnarly turns with Needle Stab. It's just a good game finisher, good way to end games. Your second game finisher is Blood Moon Rending. I just love this card. And with the weapon package, it's so nice. And its combo just says attack weapon. So you can attack with Prominence Burn, and then attack with a weapon, and then attack with Blood Moon Rending. Being able to rip that mid block out of their hand at the end of a string to guarantee a minimum, at least a partial block. So you're going to definitely deal 4 damage at the minimum, 7 damage at the most. And again, bench press is a big proponent of this deck. When you combine a bench press with a Blood Moon Rending, it just gets really crazy, because the reason I like, and bench press can be played in the life build as well, but what I like about this is being able to play something like, a Prominence Burn on a 6, it checks. You Toga it for giving it +1 speed. Goes 5 for a 7. Then you remove a card, give it +2 speed. Now it's a 7 high for 7, right? And then if you played an Ignite Arrow before it, like, it can get even more. I've had turns where I've literally had 1 or 2 turns where I go on Ignite Arrow, which was a 2 for 4. If it's blocked, they didn't block it. I gave it +2 with 2 bench presses, so it was a 2 for 6, and they let it hit because they didn't want to give me another attack. So that's 6 damage. Then you Prominence Burn, which gave it, +2 damage from its own effect, +1 from Toga, so it's a 7 high for 7. I removed the Fury attack from my card pool, Ignite Arrow, making them lose 3 more damage. So now I've dealt 9 damage this turn. Then I give my next Fury attack +2 speed. If I play an arrow, it doesn't even matter. So then I +2 with bench press. So this comes in for 9. So my Ignite Arrow came in for 6. My Prominence Burn's coming in for 9, and it burnt 3. So I've dealt 18 damage over 2 attacks so far. And I've healed for 1. And then you end on like a Needle Stab on a 7, and you just kill them, right? Especially mid to late game. You can impact so much on the board and just really, really kind of finish the game with Prominence Burn. There's a lot of cool interactions. Or Prominence Burn by itself, if you and this is the last kind of finisher after Blood Moon Rending, being able to give this +2 speed on itself and then +1 on Toga, it's a 7 high for 7 without bench press. Now all of a sudden, you add 1 or 2 bench presses in, you can just play this on its own I've had games where like I've got 2 bench presses down on my build, and my second turn, maybe this is the only attack you draw. This is coming in as 7 high for 9, right? 7 high for 9, and then you build 2 more foundations, and then all of a sudden you have like 7, 8 foundations, and you burnt them for 9, right? It's just really, really good. Really enjoy it, and that's kind of how I finish games. When it comes to the foundations, they kind of go in three different ways of thought. So the biggest problem with Toga right now, even though she's really good, is living to turn 3 or 4. The best thing about Toga, regardless of symbol, is she just controls the game if you get to mid to late game. She just does. She outvalues opponents immensely. So you have to survive to turn 3 or 4. So how do you do that, right? We don't have to have a lot of speed pumps. We already have good speed with Toga. We already have good speed with Prominence Burn. So the only speed pump we really have is Quick React, which is really nice because it's a low block. It gives all our attacks +1 speed. We don't have to commit it. So, once with Toga being able to manipulate her life so easily, this can get turned on very quickly and just really do well. Other than that, we have no other speed help in the deck. The rest of our deck is how do we stay alive? That's like the 70% of our foundation. So because of that, we do speed hate and block assistance, like helping us block better and reducing their speed or reducing their ability to play out long strings. So the cards that do that are Survive in the Final, gives their attack -1 speed once per turn. Shock Absorption, more speed hate, -2 speed, playable while committed. You destroy it. Intimidating Presence, when you block with this, the rest of their attacks get -1 speed, which is really nice. I'm thinking about making this a 3 or 4 up because it's also a 2 mod diff, which is really nice. Then you have cards like Cool Student, which is a block help. So discard 1 momentum. Your next check to play a card gets +2. Now, playing a card, defending with a card is considered playing a card because you're making a check to play that card. So you can use this on defense. So if you poke with Toga, get 1 in momentum, which with Toga, it's pretty easy because her speed is so good. It's really easy to get 1 attack to hit, put it in momentum. Then you discard that momentum and give your check +2, which helps you build block better. So it's really nice for that. Then you have Super Regeneration, which is heal, which helps us live through turns. We have Bench Press, which, yes, we want to use its top enhance the most, but we can flip it to gain 2 health if their attack dealt damage. As long as we flip this in the enhanced step, let their attack hit, we gain 2. I've had times where I had one of these and one of Super Regenerations down. I didn't really want to block because I had a really good hand. So I let it hit for 7, let's say it was a good attack, 7 damage. I flip this, gain 3, flip this in the hand step, let it hit, gain 2 more. So I gained 5 health back, and I technically did not lose a foundation. Super, super nice. Then we have Mastermind Revealed. The biggest thing you lose with not having the life symbol defensively on Toga is Release. Release allows you to destroy a foundation, get plus to your to your check. Mastermind Revealed does something similar as long as you're blocking with foundations. If you try to block with this attack with a foundation, your block gets +3. Your check to block gets +3. So you flip this, you can literally check a 3, it's going to check a 6, right? So if you're checking on an 8 and you check a 5, you don't even have to commit a foundation, right? Which is really, really nice. Then you have Convenient Timing, which discard 1 momentum. After you block with this card, your rival's check gets -1 for the rest of the turn. Again, more ways to stay alive. Where basically most of these cards are either A, speed hate, B, manipulating our rivals' checks in order to make it harder for them to play out a lot of attacks, or C, increasing our own checks to be able to live longer. So we increase our checks through Cool Student and Mastermind Revealed. We diminish their checks and just overall ability to play long strings with Convenient Timing and with Intimidating Presence. And then we also have Speed Hate through In Control, through Shock Absorption, and through Survive in the Final. And then finally, we have Heal through Super Regeneration, Bench Press, and Excited for Blood. So most of our cards are just trying to live, right? And be able to play it. And then finally, in the assets, we have Box Full of Babies. Really nice to be able to cycle. When you count this card along with Toga's ability, because Toga's ability or bottom response is twice per turn after your rival loses health, gain a health, draw a card, discard a card. So we're able to cycle through our deck really quickly and kind of filter with what we want. And when you combine that with Box Full of Babies, basically on a really good turn, you can draw a card and discard a card 3 times, which is really, really nice to try to filter exactly what you want for those kill turns. Then we have Evil Gaze in the actions. Has Breaker 1, really nice. Enhance, lose 2 health. This attack gets +2 or -2 speed. If this attack is blocked, destroy 1 rival foundation. Really, really nice, again, to prevent them from going on long chains. And it has a Deadlock Enhance, so destroy 1 rival foundation, remove this card from the game. Overall, just really, really good card. I'm going to put Showdowns in here as well. I ordered them. I just haven't had them on me, to be honest, with my newness to the game. But I have been testing with them, just proxies and at my locals and stuff. But Showdown definitely would go in this deck as well. So, again, at the end of the day, why do you play Evil over Life? I'm not saying that Evil is 100% better than Life. I want people to try new decks. I think Evil is close to being on par with Life, personally. I think Evil Toga is just as potent. It has, like, Life Toga has stuff like Release and Face Shield, which is super, super nice. But Evil Toga now got things like Mastermind Revealed from the League of Villains set. It still has things like Cool Student, which I think people forget about. It has things like Intimidating Presence, which are really nice. Shock Absorption, which is really nice. Convenient Timing, which is really nice. In Control. Like, just in the League of Villains set, it got Mastermind Revealed, Convenient Timing, and In Control, which I think all are super, super nice for what it wants to do. And then it also got finishers like Needle Stab, which is super nice. So we're at 64 cards right now on 21 attacks. We're at 26 high, 21 mid, 17 low, which is totally fine with me. I would like my highs to be a little bit farther down, but it's not too big of a deal. Overall, still messing with the deck. But yeah, if you want to try a new deck that's still very potent, still can win games, doesn't have to be Life Toga, definitely give this a try. If you have any suggestions that you think would be better for this deck, anything that you're thinking about, definitely let me know in the comments. If you like this, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. If not, it's totally fine. Go to another My Hero creator, leave a like, comment, subscribe on their stuff so we can get more people seeing this game. And yeah, let me know what y'all's thoughts are. Leave a comment down below, and I'll see y'all next time on TCG Plays. Thank y'all so much.